Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. We're very happy to see you here today. We will be starting in just a few minutes to allow the ones that are coming a bit later to join. Thank you.
Niko na training hata.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited to be here with you. My name is Iris. I'm in charge of HERA and Accor Preferred, and I'm joined with Delphine and Marianne that will lead the presentation today. We're going to go through different parts. The idea is really to give you an overview of why it is so important that you are here, how to understand both programs, and then we will have an interactive session where you will be able to answer questions live. And of course, we'll take any questions from you through the chat or at the end of the session. Feel free to really ask anything. The goal of this presentation is really to explain anything that may not be clear. So we are here to help you, to support you. So don't hesitate to use the chat and ask any question. But first of all, we wanted to remind everybody why it's so important that you take the test that we call the Test Your Knowledge questionnaire. The idea is really for you to be trained and to have the right level of knowledge on HERA and Accor Preferred. I want to emphasize the fact that these two programs are at the core of everything we do here in Paris and also throughout the world within the global sales, luxury and lifestyle sales team. It really is the foundation of everything we do, from events to trade shows. Everything that you can do and you can find in our sales action plan related to travel agencies are linked somehow to either HERA or Accor Pro. So of course, we are not just creating another program just for the sake of creating another program. The idea is really to drive business, to make sure that we are the best in class when it comes to our competitors, and to give you the right level of opportunity, of visibility, and of course of business revenue from these segments. So both programs, HERA and Accor Preferred, there are two programs, and we want you to become ambassadors of them to make sure you drive the most business you can out of them. So it really is up to you to maximize their benefits for your property. And part of driving revenue from them is to actually understand and know how they can help you drive business. So we created this module, a training module with a test that we want 3 people from each hotel to answer. 1 person from sales, 1 person from reservation or front office, and 1 person from revenue management. These 3 roles within your properties are really the ones that are key to the operational implementation of the 2 programs in your property. They are the ones that will either be, facing the clients, the travel agents, or they will be the one facing the guests checking in and who will be benefiting from either programs. So it really is important that these 3 roles are ambassadors of the programs in the property, and we really count on you and your support to make sure that these programs are properly implemented. But also, again, we do this because we want to drive more business to you. If you're here today, it's because you've been invited to join a webinar to answer your questions that we feel somehow are not super clear because you didn't pass the test we sent. We also know that the invitation has been shared quite widely within your teams. So thank you so much for joining. It really is a pleasant surprise for us. And we really count on you to ask anything, comments, share feedback, share ideas. The goal here is really to spend an hour together and try to make it as interactive as possible. I'll leave it to Delphine now.
Hello, everyone, and thank you again for being here. I just wanted to start this session by explaining more into details what HERA and Accor Preferred programs are all about. And maybe just to start quickly, we just wanted to emphasize the fact that HERA and Accor Preferred are indeed 2 separate programs. HERA is a program that aims at rewarding the travel agents with the points whenever they make a booking. And we also, on the side, have Accor Preferred, that is Accor's Preferred Partners program that aims at rewarding travel agencies that we select and with whom we have a contract with special rates and special benefits. So on one side, you have HERA that is point-based and that rewards agents. And on the other side, you have Accor Preferred that is rates-based and that will reward travel agencies. In both cases, so the benefits, as you understand, are different, but what you need to know is that the scope of hotels is the same. So when you are a hotel that participates in HERA, you also have to participate in Accor Preferred, and the other way around, if you want to participate to Accor Preferred, you also have to participate to HERA. They go together when it comes to the participating hotels. So today we have a total of 380 hotels participating from almost all of the Accor luxury and lifestyle brands. For some hotels, the participation is mandatory. And for other hotels, it's on opt-in basis, and they can choose whether or not they want to join the programs. For the brands that are on opt-in basis, we send the solicitations through the brands every 6 months. So the last one was in July. The previous one was actually in January. And whenever the hotels join HERA and Accor Preferred, they commit to 1 year of participation. That's a very quick summary, and of course we'll be going much more into details in the next hour. But as I mentioned before, that's really to start well on that presentation and make sure that you understand the rest. It's key for you to understand that, again, HERA is point-based, is a point-based loyalty program, and it's also a platform that we also call personal workspace, where agents can find information about your properties. The audience is the agent, it's the person that's booking, the individual. And on the other side, we have the other program that Accor prefer, that is a rate-based program. So agencies have access to specific rates. And the audience, the people we target, are actually agencies. They are not the agents individually, but really the agency. And we will see more into details later that any travel advisor that is a member of the HERA loyalty program, but also works for an Accor preferred agency, has access to additional features on the HERA platform. So now let's talk about HERA. We're going to be asking you a question to make sure that you know what HERA is all about, and we'll see if you know. So you should see the question appear on the screen. You just need to select the right answer and click send, and we'll be seeing the results of the poll in the chat. So we're giving you a few more seconds to answer, and okay, we're still missing about 20 people who haven't answered. So if you're here, we count on you to really participate in the polls. I think it's really key so that we understand your level of understanding of the program and we can really explain if I need it. But it seems like most of you got the answer right. So yes, you are right, except for maybe 3 of you, but HERA is indeed a platform and a loyalty program that rewards travel agents with points. The way HERA was created is really, we wanted to emphasize the fact that there were 3 big moments in the travel agent's journey on hera.accor.com. The first step was for the agents to be able to plan their client stay. And by planning their client stay, we wanted them to have as much information as possible, as much content as possible on the participating hotels on hera.accor.com. So there is a search engine, and there is a lot of information about the hotels, and we'll be going more into details later on. Once they found information about each property, we wanted them to be able to book. And this is why we integrated a search engine and booking engine in the platform, and they can book rates, any kind of rates. And again, we'll be going more into details later on, directly on the platform. And for each room night that they book, they will get 1 point. And once they've earned points, they're able to use them, redeem them, or burn them, choose the word that you prefer, directly on the platform. So as you understand now, I think it's really a one-stop shop platform for agents to book, earn, and redeem points at our hotels. As of today, we have more than 30,000 members, part of HERA. So that means 30,000 travel agents, travel advisors that are members of HERA as of September 2025. So I don't know if you realize how huge this audience is. And as being hotels that are featured on the platform, with so many travel agents that have access to information about the hotels, are able to book and are able to contact you. So this is why it's key that you understand what the program is all about and how you can leverage business out of it. Now we leave the floor to Marianne to go more into details and explain to you more about HERA.
Thank you, Delphine. Hello, everyone. Very happy to see you here on this webinar, and thank you very much for joining us today. So I'm just going to start by asking you the second question. So you should receive the poll in the chat right now. Who can be a member of HERA according to you? The first option of answer is travel advisors working at TMCs, OTAs, tour operators, and wholesalers. And the second option is travel advisors working at retail travel agencies and DMCs. So please feel free to answer the question in the chat. So I think, yes, most of you have the right answer. Who can be a member of HERA? On the next slide, yes, we will see that all travel advisors working at retail travel agencies and DNCs can join HERA, but travel advisors working at TNCs, OTAs, tour operators, and wholesalers cannot join HERA. However, sometimes some exceptions may apply, but in most cases, you have on the screen all the members that can be eligible and non-eligible. Then we will now look a bit more closely at the details of the HERA website and the HERA loyalty program. And we will start by focusing on the website hera.accor.com. So HERA is a platform that was really designed for travel advisors, so they can book directly on it, as Delphine said. They have access to a booking engine that allows them to book directly on the platform. So they have their rates automatically displayed if they are part of a luxury program, because when they enroll on HERA, they need to put their IATA number, which is linked to the luxury programs they can have access to. So this is really a booking engine to ease the booking process for travel advisors. And on each hotel page, they have access to exclusive B2B content to help them prepare their client stay. So for example, they have access to the hotel contacts, to all the different hotel features, such as number of rooms and so on. And they have also, they can see the extra PDF content that you provide only for these members, and that is uniquely available on HERA. So as a reminder, all the content modifications that you can do on your hotel page should be done on Hotel Content Manager. Previously, it was done on Hotel Description, but now everything is on Hotel Content Manager, except for the PDF content, which must be uploaded to the dedicated SharePoint that you have access to. So now, yes, on the next slide, we saw that HERA was a booking platform, a website, but HERA is also a loyalty program designed for travel advisors that allows them to earn and to burn points. So the principle is that members earn 1 point per room night book, and they have different ways to earn points. First, when it comes to the rates eligibility for earning points, all the individual rates bookable by travel advisors are eligible to earn points, including rates booked via third parties. The only rates that cannot give points to the HERA members are the rates booked via OTAs and the travel industry discounted rates, which are known as the star rates, so are not eligible to earn points, nor are group bookings. So this is only for individual rates bookings that agent can earn points. Now, when it comes to the booking channels, there are many different booking channels that allow HERA members to earn points. It's important to note that all the HERA members, when they enroll on HERA, they have a HERA ID, a HERA number. And as long as they attach their HERA number to the reservation, they will earn points on this reservation. So the different booking channels that you can see here are the Accor direct booking channels, such as hera.accor.com, all.com, travelpros.com, but also GDS, direct hotels booking also. So for these direct hotel bookings, you must, from your end, enter the HERA number to the reservation. You should enter it in the B2B loyalty number field that you find in ResaWeb. And it's important to fill in this ResaWeb field and not in the PMS, because it will only work if you add the HERA number directly in ResaWeb. And finally, the last booking channel is third parties, excluding OTAs, and so HERA members can earn points when they book through third parties. So this brings me to the next question that I'm going to create now on the chat.
So the question is, can a member still earn points if they forgot to add their HERA number in the booking? So you will have two possibilities of answers, yes or no.
Or no, yeah. So give you a bit of time to answer this question. Okay, so it seems pretty clear that most of you have the right answer. Congratulations. So the answer is yes. Members can earn points on their bookings if they forgot to attach their HERA number to their booking at the time of reservation. There are two different cases to consider depending on the booking's check-in dates. So if the check-in date is still in the future, the HERA member can attach their number to the reservation. You can directly add their number to the B2B loyalty field in ResaWeb, or they can also claim these stays directly on HERA websites. They have until 3 months after the checkout date to do it, and they just need to use a dedicated form, which is a request missing points form, in which they should put their TARS booking number or GTS confirmation number, and in this case, the points earning will be automatic. Then if the check-in date is in the past, the booking cannot be edited in ResaWeb, and so the only way for members to earn these points is to claim the stays on HERA websites. Also, for all the bookings made via third parties, all the bookings should be claimed on the HERA website to earn the points. This is the only way to earn points for these bookings. And so if agents ask you for HERA points for past bookings, don't hesitate to redirect them to the claim form and to provide them the TARS booking number so that the points earning can be automatic. So now let's talk about how can agents redeem their points. So the first possibility for HERA members to burn their points is to spend them on the email that they can find on the HERA website. And the second possibility for them to burn their points is to request a fan trip redemption stay. So these stays can be or complimentary stays that a member can have using their HERA points. And they require a minimum of 100 points. And there is a specific booking process for the stays. So in order to book these stays, the members need to fill out a dedicated form, which is a Get My Room Night form on HERA website. Then the request is received by our reservation team that will book the dedicated rate that corresponds to these stays, which is the LX burn rate. And the administrator books the LX burn stay depending if it is open or not on ResaWeb, and the points are deducted from the member's account. So this is a point we want to really, this is a very important point here, that we want you to make sure that the LX burn rate is open, as otherwise you will miss out opportunities to welcome these very valuable travel agents to your property. So as a reminder, these agents are very loyal travel advisors, and they book many room nights in our luxury and lifestyle hotels frequently. That's why we're rewarding them with points. It means that if they request to have a fan trip redemption in your hotel, they have booked at least 100 room nights in our Accor luxury and lifestyle hotels. So this is really a chance for you to welcome them in your property, and to reward them properly. Just to remind you the conditions of the LX burn rate. This rate should be open all year round with only 25 blackout dates allowed. The breakfast is included for 2, and there is a minimum room allocation of 2 rooms and 1 suite per day. And there is no reimbursement from HERA. Everything is at the hotel's charge, because we consider that this is a fam trip, kind of a personal fam trip of a travel agent. And I will let Delphine provide more details on the upcoming changes regarding this room allocation.
Thank you, Marianne. Yes, on this, we know that for some of you, the implementation of the LX burn rate has been a bit of the challenge, because you have been afraid that there might be too many requests on the LX burn rate, which would damage your occupancy or your ADR. We understand that, and we took those feedbacks into consideration, and we have been working on a way to really prevent fraud and put a limit to the number of requests you will receive every month. So this is something that we built together, the whole HERA team, also with the brands teams, also listening to your feedback. So we'll be providing more information on this very soon in the next HERA newsletter, which you will receive before the end of September. So please stay tuned. have a look at the next HERA newsletter. Well, actually have a look on all of the newsletters we send, but if you want more information on this big news on the elite burn rate, please check out the next newsletter. Okay, now let's talk about Accor Preferred. So if we eliminate the first question, what HERA is all about, and you saw that the answer was not the Accor's Preferred Partner Program. So maybe now you understand that Accor Preferred is actually Accor's Preferred Partners Program. Like so many exist in the industry, you probably know that all luxury hotel groups, hotel chains, or actually most of them have their own version of their Preferred Partners Program. So in order to remain competitive in the industry, it is key for Accor to also have a Preferred Partners Program, but also make sure we have a Preferred Partner Program that is competitive, that offers amenities and commission that is indeed competitive. So how does it work? Luxury sales team of Accor that handles luxury travel agencies when it comes to accounts are going to be inviting, handpicking some of them because they are producing so many room nights and so much revenue in Accor luxury and lifestyle hotels. They're going to be inviting those agencies to become part of Accor Preferred. The other case is we identify some new agencies or some agencies that might not have such a big volume of business, but we see that the business has been growing very, very quickly over the past few months or the past few years, and we identify them as very high potential agencies, and we don't want to miss out on the opportunity of having them part of the program. We are going to invite them as well. Those agencies, we will, for all of them, we will set business targets for them to reach every year. So it's revenue targets, room night targets, and at the end of the year, we will be running business reviews with each individual account to see if they have reached their targets or not. If they have reached the target, they will remain part of the Accor Preferred Partners Program for the next year. If they haven't reached the target, they will be removed from the program. So all of the travel agencies that are part of Accor Preferred are actually our best partners in the whole world, the best luxury travel agency that we work with, the ones that bring us the most business. That's really key for you to understand. We really manage those accounts very, very, very carefully, and everything we do with them is very personalized. So what do they get as being part of Accor Preferred, as being an Accor Preferred agency? They get access to dedicated rates that we call the Accor Preferred rates. We really wanted to make it easy. I know some of you call them HERA rates. I think you understand now this is a big mistake. So there is no such thing as a HERA rate. We only talk about Accor Preferred rates. That's the only thing we want to hear about. There might be some clients that contact you to ask for HERA rates. You can tell them that it's actually Accor Preferred rates. So we are all clear. So we have two different types of Accor Preferred rates. We have the standard rates, which is LXST M1 or LXSP M1, depending on whether or not there is a minimum stay implemented for your property. That's something you should know. But if you have any doubt, please feel free to contact us, and we can let you know which rate is implemented for your hotel. This standard rates is built on the bar rates and should be open all year around. That's really important because we communicate to all of the agencies that are part of Accor Preferred that they can book these rates all year around. We actually give some flexibility because we understand that sometimes you have blackout dates and you really need to close the rate. So we allow you up to 10 blackout dates a year, but that's it. It really needs to be open outside of those 10 blackout dates. Outside of the standard rates, we also have the promotional rates that we call the promo rates to make it shorter. That are 344 rates, 445 rates. We have a lot of them actually. That you can decide to open or close at your hotel's discretion, depending on your sales strategy, on your revenue strategy. You can decide to have them open as well all year round if you want to, but you can also decide to open them on tax periods when it's your lower season or you really want to boost sales on a specific time. So that's really is up to you to decide what you want to do with those promotional rates. What the agency gets out of those Accor preferred rates is a minimum of 15% commissions on all bookings made on Accor preferred rates. So it's important for you to understand that in order to get the benefits, they need to book the Accor preferred rates. If they were to book any other rates, they wouldn't get the benefits. Okay. And what does the guest get? So if a guest books through an Accor preferred agency booking an Accor preferred rates, they get access to VIP amenities that are a daily complimentary breakfast for two, $100 USD credit to be spent on property. You can choose whether or not they spend it on F&B and or on spa. This is information you must be sharing to the agents, preferably before the guest checks in, otherwise to the guest at time of check-in. There is also VIP welcome that's included, and an early check-in, late check-out, and upgrade at time at time of check-in, based on your availability. Those agencies have travel agents working for them, and those travel agents might also be members of HERA. So if anyone is a member of HERA but works for an Accor preferred agency, they will get access to additional features on HERA, which we will describe in a few minutes for you. Now we'll be asking you a small question on Accor preferred. We want to see if you know where you can check if an agency is part of Accor preferred. So we're giving you two solutions, and you can already see the question on the screen. So either you check in Amaze Hotels or in the Excel list available in the hotel toolbox, or you contact the global sales team to check if an agency is part of Accor preferred. So some of you have answered already, giving you a few more seconds, and then we'll dive to the answer. Okay.
All right, so yeah, most of you again have the right answers, so congratulations. So yes, there are two different ways for you to check if an agency is part of Accor preferred. The first option is to look on Anaïs Hotels by searching with the agency's IATA number. You will be able to see on the agency page a dedicated toolbox, which is the Accor preferred box. If it is checked, it means that the agency is part of Accor preferred. If it is not checked, it means that the agency is not part of Accor preferred. The second option is to check the list that we upload on a regular basis and that is available on the hotel toolbox to see if the agency is included. So it's important to always verify with the IATA number if an agency is part of Accor preferred before offering the Accor preferred rates, but we strongly recommend that you use the IATA number to search the agency and not the name of the agency because you will be sure 100% that it is the agency that you are looking for with the IATA number. And we also recommend that you use, if you have access to Anaïs Hotels, that you use Anaïs Hotels in priority, because we try to update on a regular basis the list that we upload on the hotel toolbox. But sometimes some agencies are not part of the Accor preferred program. I mean, we update the list of agencies more than what we upload. How to say this?
Anaïs Hotels is kept updated more regularly than the toolbox. So Anaïs Hotels really is the source of truth.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Aris. So yes, that's it for how to check the agency eligibility. Now, we have said that Accor preferred members were entitled to additional features on HERA, and we're going to look together at these different features together. So on the left of the screen, you see what a HERA member who is not part of Accor preferred see on HERA, and on the right of the screen, you can see what a HERA member that is part of Accor preferred see on HERA. So the first feature that Accor preferred members are entitled to on HERA is additional contacts on the hotel page. You can see that HERA members who are not part of Accor preferred are limited to the HERA champion contacts, whereas Accor preferred members have access to a wider range of contacts. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that it's very important that you update your contacts on your hotel page. And again, that all the modification now must be made on Hotel Content Manager. The second feature that Accor Preferred members have exclusively on HERA is a summary page of their Accor Preferred benefits. So they will find on this page all the details of the advantages intended for them as travel agents, such as commission, for example, and for their clients. So all the different amenities. Then the third feature for Accor Preferred members on HERA website is the ability to send the preference form to the hoteliers. So in the preference form, the travel advisor will indicate the guest preferences, some recommendations as well. So for example, specific requirements for the room, some allergies. So really important information. And this key information will allow you to personalize the client stay. So it is very important that you consider all the requests and the suggestions submitted by the agents in the form, as it will help you to prepare the guest stay and to ensure that the stay of the guest goes as smoothly as possible. So when HERA members can fill the form directly on HERA.accor.com, it looks like what you see now on the screen. And then the HERA champion will receive this preference form in this format that you can see. This tool is really designed to help you to gain a good understanding of the guests. So please be careful to all the consideration and information provided in this preference form. So now we're just going to talk about the cost associated with the two programs, Accor Preferred and HERA. So for the Accor Preferred program, there are no invoice costs. However, there are some costs that are related to the amenities that you provide to the guests, such as, for example, the $100 voucher, the free breakfast, and the 15% commission. And then when it comes to HERA, the points are all invoiced for USD per room night booked. And there are the complimentary fam trip redemptions stays that are not reimbursed by HERA and that are at the hotel's charge. Again, we don't reimburse these stays, as we consider that it is a chance for you to welcome these travel agents, that we consider them as kind of personal fam trip redemption stays, and that this is part of your sales budget, and this is a sales action for you.
So a bit of a summary that covers everything we've said today. So now I think you are experts on HERA and Accor Preferred, and we saw that the results on the polls were actually really good. So that's very good news. So as I'm sure you know now, HERA is a points-based program and also a personal workspace platform where agents can find information about your property and where they can also book your hotel. The audience is the agent, it's the travel advisor that is a member of HERA. It really is the person. And the benefit that they get out of HERA is 1 point for every room night that they book for their clients. They are the ones to get the points. On the platform, they have, as I mentioned, a lot of content on the hotel, and this is why it's so key for you to keep those pages updated, and especially the hotel contact, because we know that there is sometimes a lot of turnover in your properties, and sometimes forget to update the contact. But when you have an agent that wants to contact you because they have a big business opportunity and they want to talk to someone in sales and they contact you and it's not an updated contact, then it's a shame because you may be losing business opportunities. So that is really key. On the platform, they have a booking engine, and as when they sign up to HERA, they sign up with their IATA number. They are being displayed rates that are really dedicated to their agency, and if they are part of a luxury program, the luxury program rates will be automatically displayed to them. And on that same platform, they can redeem points. The points that they've earned booking your properties, they can use them against complimentary room nights at your hotels or on an online shopping mall. The cost for you, as Marianne just mentioned, is $4 per point. So it means $4 per room night booked, and you also need to cover the cost of the fam trip redemption. On the other side, we have Accor Preferred, that is a rate-based program rewarding agencies that are part of Accor Preferred that we invite. The rewards for them is access to dedicated and confidential rates that we call the Accor Preferred rates, where they get 15% commission minimum. And they also get amenities for the guests that will be staying with you. There is no invoice cost at all. The only thing that your hotel needs to cover is the complimentary amenities that are included in the rates, and of course the commission of 15% instead of the usual 10%. And now you have the case where you have a HERA travel agent that actually works for an Accor preferred agency. In that case, they have access to additional features on HERA. And I'm not going to be going more into detail because Marianne, I think, explained this very clearly. The additional thing that they get, because the IATA is automatically recognized as an Accor preferred agency IATA, they will also get the Accor preferred rates automatically displayed for them on top of the Virtuoso or Sierra Depian rates, for example. So we hope this is clear. If it's not clear, now is the time to ask your questions. We also have a little Q&A at the very end, but we are here to answer you. We really want this session to be as interactive as possible. We see a lot of questions in the chat. Thank you for that, but please don't hesitate. If anything isn't clear, there is no silly question. We want you to really fully understand both programs at the end of the hour.
All right, so now I will just remind you of the different resources that you have at your disposal and where you will find all the information you need to have about HERA and Accor Preferred. So the first resource is the Hotel Toolbox that includes everything you need to know about HERA and Accor Preferred when it comes to the documents, when it comes to the links. I'm just sending right now the Hotel Toolbox link in the chat so that you can directly have access to it. In this Hotel Toolbox, you will find the Operations Toolkits, which is a document that explains everything about your role, about how HERA and Accor Preferred work. And the last resource that we have is the knowledge base, which contains numerous articles about the different processes that you need to follow regarding the programs. And for Banyan Group properties that don't have access to the Accor knowledge base, don't worry, we created a dedicated page for you, which is the knowledge base toolbox that you can have access to. And you will find all the articles of the knowledge base, but in PDF version. So don't worry about that. And finally, there is also the email address, the HERA.hotels.www@accor.com. Don't hesitate to reach out to us through this email address. Please reach us on this email address and not on our personal email address, so you will be sure to have a faster response.
Thank you, Marianne and Delphine. Just as a quick conclusion before we answer any questions, sorry. I just wanted to emphasize again how important it is that you truly become ambassadors of both programs on your properties. We count on you. As you know, I hope you know, you can count on us. It really is important that you review all the resources that we mentioned before. You take the time to send us any feedback, any idea, anything that you see missing to make sure that everything is really perfectly understood. Again, we're not just asking that, for the sake of asking that. The idea is really for you to benefit from both programs. They really are a key competitive asset for your properties. Competitors are asking around about HERA, about Accor Preferred, because we are successful. It depends on you as much as it depends on us, but you are the first ambassadors of these two programs, and we know that if you play ball and take part of the promotion of these two programs, it really is going to be even more successful than it is today. And I think on a final note, it's going to be a bit tougher for those hotels that are detracting the image and reputation of both programs. And I think in the coming months, we will try and implement some more, I don't like the word, but punitive, aspects on those programs, because we can't allow a few detractors to jeopardize everything that we've built. and for 380 hotels to have just a few risking the value for all the group and for all the hotels is not okay. So it really is important that you train yourself, that you train your team, that you reach out to us. If anything isn't clear, again, we are here to help. So we'll take the last questions in the chat. But after the call, we really ask you to retake the tests, make sure that you really understand everything. And again, if something is not clear, reach out to us at the hera.hotels.www@accor.com email address. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions and really make sure you take advantage of everything we've built. So we've had a few questions from Marco in the chat. Are we hotel artists able to get access to the HERA platform? Absolutely. We strongly recommend you to check how your hotel
No, I forgot I have this HERA call.
Oh, sorry. Okay, here you go. You're muted. Sorry about that. So you can access the HERA platform. Actually, when you go on the operational toolkit that Marianne mentioned before from the toolbox, there is a dedicated access per brand. I want to emphasize that this is a real access. So if you do any booking, if you change anything from your profile, it's going to impact all of your colleagues. So don't change the password, don't change the IDs and everything. This is too important so that all of your colleagues can access with the same ID and password. We also have another question on the ability to add a few promotional rates. Credit offer, I guess it's more credit and a specific one for all-inclusive. For now, it's not planned as of before the end of the year, I would say. We will be working actually on a big workshop on how we can improve amenities versus competition, make sure they're maybe more personalized to your properties, how you can also mention if it's applicable on spa, on F&B, on every outlet that you define. So this will be a dedicated work stream. And Marco, if you want to send me more details on exactly what you have in mind, please feel free. We will be sharing that with the distribution team within the sales team and see how we can take that into account for that work stream. So Marianne shared in the chat access to all the toolbox, knowledge base, and everything, including the test that we ask you to retake. We actually wanted to, unless there is other questions, of course, but we had one question this morning from one of your colleagues that we feel is very important, is best practices on how you can maximize the impact for your property on HERA and Accor Preferred. There is, the basics that I think is quite important to remind everybody. Having perfect content, having, the right information shared with these travel agents from your hotel page that you can update from Hotel Content Manager is key. On HERA, we also want to remind you that you can put promotions on points. Benefit from extra communication opportunities, extra visibility. There is quite a lot of things that are happening on this side before the end of the year. And on the Accor Preferred side, again, fix the basics. Make sure that the rate loadings is perfectly done, that you have the right level of commission, that everything is perfectly set up so you can be actually booked. If you go through the HERA.accor.com toolbox, you will be able to see how to do self-audit in your toolbox, so you can see how the rates are loaded. And one final note, which I think is general to all travel professional, and all B2B segments, is actually the way and the speed at which you answer any questions from our clients. 24-hour response time is really a maximum. We know it's demanding. But what we see is that most of the time, a later answer may cost you the business, may cost you the business opportunity, because we see that the travel agents may go to the first hotel that responds. So it really is key. And again, back to how important it is to have your hotel page content perfectly done, is the quality of the contact information you share with our clients, to make sure that as fast as possible they can get an answer, and of course they can finalize the booking. So this is really important, and we wanted to finish on that note. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out on the HERA Hotels email address. We'll be more than happy to answer and get back to you. Feel free to share ideas, comments, feedbacks. Really here to co-build the best program of the industry with you, as our ambassadors as well on site. Thank you so much. I think we're giving you back 8 minutes, which is a nice gift, I think, our busy schedules. Thank you so much for joining the call. It really is a pleasure to see so many of you today. And yeah, have a good one. We love you too. Thank you, and have a good day, and see you hopefully very soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.